years and a perennial Pro Bowler for every year.
There's your veteran.
Yep. First-round pick Doug Martin and first-round pick running back Doug Martin and Mark Barron.
Right.
Those two definitely will be starters on this football team. I think Levante David at linebacker will be too from Nebraska. And then you come up with tight end Dallas Clark, who is a great pickup for Tampa
Older,
Bay.
but a great route runner.
A leader for the team. Again,
Extremely.
a lot of leaders here. When you go back and look, Vincent Jackson, probably not a big leader on his team, but he has been the surprise of training camp on how big of a leader he's become on this Tampa Bay team with Josh Freeman.
And the stuff that the wide receivers are going to learn from him, they've already said that they've learned from him. So Mike Williams has already said, I've got so much more than I did from last year.
So far, it looks like you got Vincent Jackson on one side, Mike Williams on the other, and Preston Parker as the slot receiver are the top three. Aurelius Ben's been hurt. He's out for a month, so he may not get into the season too high. Mark Barron, I was talking about Mark Barron, the safety from Alabama. Picked first round, 7th pick, great player. Huge instincts, great for the defense. Rondé Barber is playing safety as well. Yep. He has been
I want to make sure that
under his
wing. Can I say that I called that?
Yes, you did. Call that in the draft that you thought
was
that
right.
was the player that we needed to take.
Thank you.
But the player I wanted was already gone. So absolutely, there you go. You wanted Claiborne.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
That's back to the radio days. I'm not on that. But from what I'm hearing, Mark Barron has been right up Rondé Barber's behind, which is what he should be.
Exactly.
And he's listening, and Rondé is really teaching him. And I noticed it in the scrimmage Saturday night at FanFest. I went to FanFest. They did a scrimmage. On the sideline, Rondé Barber had him aside, showing him how to do blitzes as a safety, how to fake people out. I mean, he spent a good 30 minutes while they were doing something else, just the two of them working. Well, you can't beat somebody with that kind of ability.
And here's Schiano's thought process. This is great because kind of get this from him. This is what we said. Barron and Rondé Barber are paired together as safeties. Okay,
yeah.
Ahmad Black and Vincent Jackson and Mike Williams paired together. Okay, a veteran and a younger guy paired together to learn.
Yep.
That's what we need.
Luke Stocker, tight end, is paired.
Yeah, with Dallas Clark.
So
you have those together.
So he's really...
And they're rotating
And that's what we didn't do before.
No.
We never paired these guys up and said, you're rooming together.
Yeah.
They room them together in training camp. They'll room together when they travel. This is your guy.
Right.
Take care of it.
When you get with me, you learn so much from me.
Oh, yeah, I do. A lot from you. Okay. I hear phones. That's
Somebody
good.
didn't turn their phone off.
Somebody didn't their phone off.
That's bad.
We also know that Doug Martin is a big part of this team. We do know that LeGarrette Blount, as of, I think it was Tuesday, that he is the first person on their depth chart right now. LeGarrette Blount is, not Doug Martin, which is unusual because so far during training camp, Doug Martin has got the majority of the carries. But I think that for the game one, they're going to let LeGarrette Blount be the starter because he was a starter last season and then roll. I'm sure Doug Martin's going to play a big part of the game.
So as far as you go right now, Doug Martin is number one, though.
I think he is. Right now, LeGarrette Blount's number one on the depth chart, but that will change. It's only for the first week. So
first to me is, according to CBS Sports, Doug Martin is number one.
Yeah, and he is the first-round pick from Boise State. He looked incredible at training camp. I was amazed at his ability to block, which was a huge problem for LeGarrette Blount.
Yep.
His ability to run, his speed, and he's got the same kind of power that LeGarrette Blount has, so he kind of fits a bigger area.
You know the difference between what Schiano was looking for. Who was his best running back at Rutgers? Ray Rice.
Ray Rice, yeah.
And Doug Martin is in that mold.
He looks like Ray Rice. He has that same, and when he was drafted, people compared him to Ray Rice.
Correct.
So that's good. We would love to have a Ray Rice type player.
That's right.
Again, we're going to get into the others. Levante David, a linebacker from Nebraska, went in the second round. He actually is in the mold of a Derek Brooks. He's undersized, very fast, a big hitter. I mean, a big hitter. He should be the starting weak side linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this season, without any question. Then you've got players. We know Dallas Clark. We know what he can do with Indianapolis, so he's a no-brainer, and he's been a Pro Bowler for years. Levante David, linebacker that's the one I just said.
Yep.
Najee Good from West Virginia, another one that's got a chance to be a positional player. Keith Tandy at corner, he'll be a positional player. Michael Smith, the running back from Utah, one of the fastest running backs in the draft, runs a 4.3 40. He's already returning kicks. Looks like he's going to be the kick returner this season.
Beautiful.
Speed.
There you go. That's what I was looking for, speed.
So we're moving in the right direction. Now, we know this last week that Brian Price was traded away. He was traded to the Chicago Bears for a 7th-round pick. He needed to go. He was not fitting in.
He's cleaning house.
Yeah.
Okay, we look at who went first.
Price
Winslow.
punched Mark Barron a few weeks ago, and I kind of figured he would no longer be there after that, and it only took a short time for that to happen.
So Schiano is weeding out the people that don't want to play the Buccaneer way.
Yeah,
his way. What it is. His way, which is Schiano's way. Yeah. So, Kellen Winslow was gone before that. Now you got Brian Price. You have Desmond Briscoe, who was released because he wouldn't do training camps, or pre-training camps, I should say. And so he's basically saying, you don't want to play here, go. There's the door.
Yeah, head on down the road.
That's right.
And then you've got Aqib Talib, who has made a 180-degree turn.
Yeah.
Obviously, whatever Schiano said to him when he came here, he is a new man. And I'll give him credit.
He said he got one chance.
He's got one chance, and he's taken it. So far, he's proven that he can do what he says he can do and be a shutdown corner in the NFL.
All right, we're going to come right back. We're going to get into the schedule, get into this preseason game coming up, too.
Miami Dolphins.
He's going to tell you what's going to happen. He's going to tell you what's going to happen.
Keys to the game for tomorrow night, so don't go away. Come right back.
All right, guys, everybody, welcome. Pewter Power here, Mike Deem, Joe Bell, last segment, and we are ready to talk about this upcoming game. I am extremely excited.
Tomorrow night, 7:30. Preseason begins.
Look at my hands.
Look at my hands.
Look at my hands. I'm ready to go.
Football is back.
That's right. NFL is here. The summer was long.
It was really long. I love the Olympics, but it's not football.
That's exactly right.
I'm sorry. Volleyball is not football.
And, during the summer you sweat a lot and you transform a little bit, and then we want to talk about transformation. You want to talk about transformation of Josh Freeman.
This is the game we're going to see right off the bat. Now, he's only going to play a little bit, but he's a totally different person.
Did you see his face? His face is so slimmed down. He was, 245?
260.
260.
I think he's 220,
yeah.
215.
40 pounds.
He lost 40 pounds, and he looks fit.
I'm hoping that he's going to be able to withstand it. It's funny.
That's my bigger worry, is his ability to hold up over the season, but he's going to be faster.
Yeah, quicker.
Which is probably good, because last year he couldn't get away from anybody as he was being sacked regularly. But
I think that's a good thing. It means that he's buying into this. This is his season, and I think he knows this is his season.
Yeah, he's got to do it now. This is it. He had a bad season last year, trying to carry the team, which he couldn't do because there was nothing to carry.
Well, you're trying to come back from 20-point down all the time. It's not.
You can't
do
win
anything.
those kind of games.
You don't have
all
any
right.
backup.
So we're playing the Miami Dolphins tomorrow night, 7:30. I've got some keys to the game I want to put up, and we'll talk about those a little bit. Mm-hmm. First and most importantly, it's the first preseason game. Don't get anybody hurt. Time for everybody to be as healthy as you can. Let everybody play. Keep them coming in and out. Don't overdo any certain players.
Yep.
And keep everybody healthy. My second one is start figuring out position battles. This is a big one for Tampa this year. Coach Schiano's got to figure out whether Doug Martin is the starting running back. I think he's already figured that out.
I think so.
But he needs to see it. And you're going to see a lot of Doug Martin in these preseason games to find that out. And a couple other players as well. I'm sure we're going to see a lot with Eric Wright in there. We're going to see a lot of Mark Barron. We're going to see a lot of Levante David and a lot of Najee Good and Keith Tandy at linebacker and corner to see if they can fit into this team.
Right.
And then my third and last key to the game is find your backups. Last year we found out our backups stunk. Mm-hmm. When the players came out, we had nobody to put in their place that could even consider playing the position. And that put us in a bad position at running back. It put us in a bad position at corner. And it put us in a bad position at linebacker. So all three of those we paid dearly by not having anybody that could come in and play the game.
I'm going to throw a couple of keys out there for you viewers out there for watching this game too. First of all, lower your expectations. Okay,
yeah,
it is a first preseason game.
And don't expect them to be the next Super Bowl champions.
Do not. Okay? And don't get upset when you don't think they run a certain play at a certain time on a down and distance, okay? Because they're trying out things right now.
And they are going to run the ball a lot in this game because he wants to become a running team. He's made that very clear. He wants to run first and open up the passing game.
Right.
And that's the kind of game Rutgers played. That's the kind of game. Actually, the way this team is built, that's exactly the kind of game they need to play.
Yes, definitely.
They have one of the best, hypothetically, I'll say it that way, one of the best offensive lines in the NFL right now.
My big thing is that this game to me really means nothing from my standpoint watching it. Okay, you got Tennessee, New England, and Washington. New England game is the third preseason game. That is the key game where you're going to see them go deep into the second, maybe into the second half, the third quarter. That's where you're going to see the starters from that standpoint. Washington, they'll rest up the game, the players. So my key game right now is New England I'm here at home on August 24th. So that's the game you really want to tune into.
Yeah, the first half's going to be the real players and really what they're going to do.
Exactly. And now let's go real quick on the schedule. I want to go through. It's got a couple minutes left, but the schedule for this year, not an easy one.
Look at that.
Yeah.
We start out at home against Carolina Panthers. Ouch.
Yes.
But that's a Rondé Barber game. They're going to have a big Rondé Barber deal there. Then we're at the Giants.
Super Bowl winners.
At the Cowboys, who torched us last year.
Yeah.
Home versus the Redskins again. Now we played them in preseason. Redskins now have RG3. Interesting to see how that's going to work. Then we have the Chiefs at home.
Hopefully.
The Saints at home. They're a better team than people give them credit for.
We'll see what happens with that, with everything going on for them.
At the Vikings, good team. At the Raiders, a much better team than they were. Chargers, another great team at home. Then the Panthers again. And then the Falcons. And then at Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. That'll be a fun game to watch.
Yes. Really, November, I want to show that because they're going out west to Oakland. They're coming back. And they're coming back on that playing, so that's another one.
It's going to be
out west
hard.
Is a tough one for us.
And then we finish with the Eagles, Saints, Rams, and Falcons. So we actually have a season. If we can go 8-8, I will be thrilled with a new coach and so many new players. I mean, it's going to be a different team.
Sure.
I mean, there really is not the same team anymore. So you got to give him a year or two to get these players to the right point. All I want to see is progression this year and some excitement.
All I want to see is competitiveness.
And play and score some points and don't let them blow you out. If they get blown out in the first half, we don't need to win. I mean, just get in the game.
He's not tough for the W.
I mean, we would be at games sitting in the press box by halftime going, why are we even staying for the second half? We're already down 35 points.
Yep.
And there's no way you can catch up because we had no
We were staying for the free
defense. We were staying for the good. We want to thank Love Honda, Love Motorsports, Chad,
sponsoring us again this year.
Sponsoring us this year. We are very proud to have them as our main sponsor.
Yep.
And we're going to have a great season this season. It's going to be fun to talk about. Good, bad, or indifferent. There's going to be a lot to talk about with a new coach and new team.
That's right. Stay tuned. Next Thursday, we'll be back with the recap of this Miami game and talk about everything that's going on in training camp. So stay tuned. You are watching Pewter Power.